Hello and welcome to a gameplay for all season and this Hogwarts Legacy video. So we've had our first taste of companions that we're going to be meeting in Hogwarts Legacy, and in this video I want to talk about Sebastian Sallow, so the one from Slytherin. If you're looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy, don't forget to subscribe. I'd highly recommend it as we talk about all sorts of things on this channel. Now, I've talked before about how Slytherins are not potentially or necessarily the house which is shown in the best of lights in what we've seen so far from the Wizarding world. My hope for Hogwarts Legacy is they might aim, the developers is to break that stereotype down a little. Is Sebastian going to do that for us? Well, let's have a bit of a think. So first off, who actually is Sebastian Sallow, and is he one of the sacred 28 Wisdom families? Well, it would seem not actually, at least by surname alone. Does that mean that this famous family had simply disappeared by the 1930s when Cantankerous not put together his list of what he considered the true Wisdom families? Well, actually it doesn't. And I say that, and it could be coincidence, and maybe you don't like to connect all the games together and all the different sources. But if you look to the Wizards Unite game, there is actually another Sallow in that game, which is Albert Sallow, who worked at the British Ministry of Magic in 2010s. So it seems like, it is an unusual name, that family is still going at that time. As I say, maybe you don't like link things together, but if you do, it would seem that the family still goes on. So maybe it simply means this isn't a pure Wisdom family, or maybe it just means it didn't make the list. But what we do know is not one of the Sacred 28s, it would seem. So what do we know directly about him then? Well, from the interaction in the trailer, during the duel scene, it actually seems like, at least in my opinion, he may seem arrogant, but he's kind of complimentary, which is interesting and certainly different from what we saw from Draco, or in fact any Slytherin during Harry's time at Hogwarts, which is, I would say, to begin with, quite refreshing. And how's he described in that gameplay trailer we got? Well, it says he's charismatic, which in my opinion is generally a good thing, and that he also doesn't mind breaking the rules, which is probably true of most of the characters we see, again from Harry Potter's time, in Gryffindor in the books. Even Hermione, for all it seemed at the beginning, broke an awful lot of rules. So I don't think we can probably hold that against him, at least not in the Wizarding world at Hogwarts. So I mean, so far, not sounding too evil. But there is one more thing that the trailer tells us, which is he has a troublesome family secret. I guess we're going to have to wait and see a bit more about that. It kind of could be anything. So overall, it's sounding, at least to me, that this is probably a positive member of the Slytherin community. And let's remember that Slytherins aren't evil. That's not one of the predetermined factors that puts them in Slytherin. More, their characteristics are they're determined, clever, and ambitious. And it's that ambitious part that can sometimes lend people towards being evil. But certainly not all. There's definitely wizards in the past who've been in Slytherin who are good. Merlin is an example of that. Let me know your thoughts on Sebastian Sallow, and don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.